Hello, this is Sally welcoming you to the 2107th edition of the Enfield Talking newspaper, Dateline the 3rd of August 2017. The readers this week are Sally, Colin, Katherin and Dem, with Robin on the controls, and the editor was Janet. Our title music is Country Rock Polka, composed by Pat Prilly, Ferdinand Bouillon, Harry Brewer, and performed by Jean-Jacques Perry, and is used with his kind permission. The local news stories that we will be reading come from the Enfield Independent and other sources and are under their copyright. The events information has been collated by us from other sources. The lead story this week is New Brewery Factory. Before the news, we have one or two special news items and notices. First, the sunrise and sunset times for the week beginning the 10th of August 2017 are 5:39 a.m. and 20:31 p.m. We also have some special notices from Enfield Vision. Their focus day is on Saturday the 23rd of September 2017. Enfield Vision have organised a focus day for visually impaired people to provide them with a chance to access information on equipment, gadgets and services which are available in the London Borough of Enfield. The day will be held on Saturday the 23rd of September 2017 at Community House, 311 4 Street, Edmonton, N9 0PZ. Between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The day will be opened by Diane de Jersey, who is the chair of Enfield Vision, and the mayor of the London Borough of Enfield, Councillor Christine Hamilton. The focus day is open to anyone with a visual impairment, their relatives, friends and carers. This is a unique chance to meet with service and specialist equipment providers and the voluntary sector organisations helping visually impaired people. The organisations and we will be providing refreshments and a light buffet, so to help us with catering, could you please let us know by telephoning our office on 0208 373 6260. or email us on information@enfieldvision.org.uk, if possible by the 10th of September 2017, if you intend to come. Do get in touch with us to share your own news and special announcements. We love to hear from you. If you have any comments about Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 02088056578. She is your listener's representative and will be pleased to help you. Now Katherin will read the first item of local news.
We are appalled. A youth worker has been jailed for downloading thousands of indecent images of children and videos of child abuse onto his phone. Stefan Kadek, 44, of no address, reportedly worked in a senior position for Enfield Council. A council spokesman said Kadek was suspended immediately after his arrest and dismissed for gross misconduct within a month. He was arrested in 2014 after police followed the IP address of a Twitter user who had uploaded 98 indecent images online. These images showed graphic images of child abuse. Police confiscated phones, computers and devices from an address in Southwark where they believed Kadek once lived. He was later arrested at his place of work and seen dropping an iPhone down a drain as he left the building. The phone was recovered and found to contain more than 540 video files and 94,000 indecent images, with around a third of those falling in categories A to C, the most graphic forms of child abuse. Cadec was jailed for 2 years and 2 months for 3 charges of making indecent photographs of children and 1 charge of possessing extreme pornographic images. DC Louis Castanera of Southwark CID said, Cadec downloaded tens of thousands of indecent images of children of all ages and kept them on his phone to view at will. An Enfield Council spokesman said, "We are appalled that Stephen Cadec committed these disgraceful crimes, and we are grateful to the police for securing his prosecution. An independent investigation into Cadec's recruitment and work history found no evidence of any concerns regarding any aspect of his employment, and there is no evidence that he worked alone with children at any stage of his employment." DC Castanera has also appealed for Cadec's victims to come forward and contact the police. He said, "This type of offending has countless young victims whose pain and suffering endures for many years after the abuse, and this sentence reflects the seriousness of abhorrent crimes of this nature." He added, "It is possible that there are victims of Cadec's that have not come forward, and we would urge those people to contact us, safe in the knowledge that you will be listened to and supported. Anyone with information should contact DC Castanera on 020 7232 6105.
Here's an article from Enfield Town Community Connect regarding the Meridian Water regeneration. Enfield Council announced another major land acquisition at Meridian Water, the 32-acre Stonehill and Hastingwood sites, taking them a step closer to full control of all developable land for this significant regeneration. The Stonehill site in the eastern part of Meridian Water has the potential to provide 2,200 new homes, alongside new office and retail space, and unlocking 2,000 new jobs for Enfield, all with the backdrop of the beautiful Lee Valley Park and the doorstep of the River Lee. GLA approval has also been given for the first Meridian Water site to come forward, Willoughby Lane. Construction work is due to start in 2018 once a detailed application is submitted by the selected development partners Barratt London. The area will deliver 725 new homes alongside new public open spaces, shops and community facilities, as well as its own brand new railway station already funded and being delivered by Network Rail. By the end of Meridian Water's 20-year delivery programme, it will have delivered 10,000 new homes and 6,700 new jobs. Councillor Doug Taylor, leader of Enfield Council, said, "Enfield Council is continuing to take direct control of this significant regeneration at Meridian Water, buying up the land, overseeing the infrastructure investment and taking an active lead in its delivery. It has always been part of our plans to acquire the Stonehill site, and the completion of this deal reaffirms our commitment to deliver a truly special new piece of London that our residents and all Londoners can benefit from." He continues, "Meridian Water will transform this part of the borough, bringing thousands of new jobs into the area alongside new homes and beautiful public spaces, connected to a new railway station which will open in 2019. The council now owns around 2/3 of the developable area at Meridian Water, and this latest land deal, coupled with GLA approval for Phase 1, marks an exciting time for this important development opportunity, and I am thrilled to see it begin to take shape." In March 2017, Enfield Council completed the purchase of the 2.1-acre VOSA site, a redundant vehicle testing site south of the Stonehill site. The total Meridian Water regeneration area covers 210 acres, but this includes rail lines, roads, waterways, greenbelt land and the current Tesco and IKEA stores. The total developable area is 136 acres, and the council now owns 87 acres, or 64%. In summer 2016, Enfield Council selected Barratt London, part of the UK's largest house builder, working with Segro, one of the UK's leading owners and developers of high-quality workspaces, as selected private development partners. Construction work will begin on the first homes at Willoughby Lane in 2018.
Raise your pint glasses. Expanding Brewery opens its new factory. A new £30 million brewery opened in Ponders End on Saturday. Thought to be the largest investment in London's beer industry for 30 years, the move was made by Camden Town Brewery and will double the workforce, which is in line with Enfield Council's growth and sustainability priorities. The 50,000 square foot site will be able to mass produce beer up to 400,000 hectolitres annually. Both Mayor Councillor Christine Hamilton and Councillor Alan Sitkin were at the opening and took part in a specially arranged tour. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Economic Regeneration and Business, Councillor Sitkin, said one of Enfield Council's priorities is to assist in the renewal of our borough's proud industrial heritage. We positively seek close relations with major employers, including foundation sectors, producing the goods that people always need. Food and drink is one such sector, and from the very first moment Jasper Cuppage, founder of Camden Town Brewery, came to visit, we pulled out all the stops to help Camden Town Brewery move here. Who wouldn't? It's a great company with great values. Enfield Council is delighted to express a heartfelt welcome to our new friends, Camden Town Brewery. Cheers. A special edition Enfield brew was designed for the opening, and visitors were treated to live musicians, DJs and activities. The new site will brew Camden Hells, Camden Pale Ale, Gentleman's Wit, Camden Pils Lager, IHL Lager and Ink Stout, amongst others, whilst also serving as a test site for new beers. Mr. Cuppage added, after months or years of hard work, we're incredibly excited to finally open the doors of our new brewery. Other breweries resident in Enfield are Old Bakery Gin and Enfield Brewer, who produce Enfield craft beer. Camden Town Brewery has a second site in Kentish Town.
Audio description at Tate Modern. Join us for a special series of artist-led tours of the Tate Modern collection for blind and partially sighted visitors. Led by practicing artists, we will use audio descriptions, raised images, handling objects, and group discussion to discover new artworks and ideas. On Wednesday, the 23rd of August, Aaron McPeak, Touching Between Object and Architecture. Connect with objects and architecture and think about the spaces we inhabit and the materials that surround us. Based in the display between object and architecture, this audio description tour will use haptic aids and handling objects to help describe the works within the room. All tours are from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Please join us in the community room from 3:30 p.m. for tea and cake. To find us, please come to the Blavatnik entrance on the south side of the building off Summer Street. The community room is at the end of the terrace bar. No booking required. The tours take place seated in the gallery. Sighted companions and guide dogs are welcome. The events are fully supported by trained audio describers. Hearing loops and amplifiers are available. If you have any other access needs that you would like to let us know about, please contact Anna Murray, Assistant Curator, on anna.murray@tate.org.uk, or you can telephone 0207 887 8888. Sorry.
Tell us who we should prioritise. Enfield Council is launching a consultation with residents and tenants on proposed changes to its housing allocations scheme, which will last until the 8th of September, and they want your views on their proposals. With council and housing association property in very short supply, it is increasingly forced to allocate it to people in the gravest of need. That means the council wants residents' help in deciding how limited resources should be allocated in future to make sure systems are as fair as they can possibly be. Housing Allocation Scheme supports Enfield Council's aim to promote growth and sustainability and explains the criteria for applying for council and housing association homes, as well as explaining how applicants are prioritised. It also includes procedures on how it supports households into different types of housing, including how to support homeless households into settled accommodation in the private rented sector. After the consultation has finished, it will produce a revised final draft of the allocation scheme, which will be submitted to Enfield Council's Cabinet for a decision on whether to approve the new scheme. This is expected to happen in the winter of 2017. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Housing and Housing Regeneration, Councillor Ahmet Oykiner, said, "We want to develop a housing allocation scheme that is as fair as possible and ensures that the people in most need of support receive it. That's why it's vital that residents and tenants have their say and tell us what they think on this important issue." For more information and to participate in the consultation, visit www.enfield.gov.uk/consultations.
Dazzling success for Platinum. Students of a dance and performance school are celebrating an outstanding year of success. Platinum Performing Arts School at Millfield Theatre, Edmonton, is a finalist in the UK Dance School of the Year Awards and has secured a record number of scholarships and placements for its students. Other accolades include the selection of Platinum Perception Dance Troupe to perform at the UK's biggest dance event, Move It. Meanwhile, Platinum Youth raised £1,000 for the British Red Cross on their way to the final of a Dance Make Your Move competition. Further success has come in the form of Dylan O'Mahan, 11, who danced alongside Diversity in the Britain's Got Talent final. Last year, Dylan performed on stage with Justin Bieber at the Stars Purpose World Tour. Another student, Janae Anderson, 9, worked alongside renowned choreographer Paris Goebel. Away from the stage, the relaunch of Platinum Casting Agency will mean the school can continue to search for actors, models and television stars of the future. Director Nina Lewis-Hart said, "The success of Platinum pupils has been phenomenal this year and we are extremely proud of what they are achieving with us." Classes on offer include street dance, ballet, tap, jazz and contemporary dance, as well as drama, singing and musical theatre. For more information, go to www.platinumperformingarts.co.uk.
Tasty idea to save you money. Experts on frugal living will be advising shoppers this weekend. An average family is said to waste £700 worth of food annually. As well as offering words of wisdom on reducing food waste, There will also be a chance to join cooking lessons at Edmonton Green Shopping Centre on Sunday between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. A free meal will be provided using ingredients nearing their use-by date, and food waste-themed games and activities are also planned. The series of summer evens are run by Keep Britain Tidy on behalf of the North London Waste Authority. Their chairman, Councillor Clyde Loke, said, "I'm excited to see these events back for 2017 as part of our waste prevention programme. They have been really popular previously, and I want everyone to learn that if they reduce the amount of food they waste, they will save themselves money. With the average family wasting almost £14 worth of food every week, imagine the savings that could be made with some really simple changes. I hope to see many North London residents at these fantastic events enjoying their free lunch. The Bakers Arms Junction in Waltham Forest will host the final event in the series on Saturday, August the 19th from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m.
This is a letter from Todd Bradbury of Animal Aid, and it's titled "Let's Tolerate Seagulls." During the summer period, there are always alarmist stories of gulls attacking people, which inevitably lead to calls to cull them. The holiday period coincides with the birds' breeding season, and being such fierce defenders of their offspring, the birds may occasionally become aggressive in order to see off any perceived threat to their nest and children. These attacks are usually exaggerated by the media and are very rare indeed. To cull wild animals for protecting their babies is nothing short of ludicrous. Animal Aid has free advice sheets that detail the number of humane, non-lethal methods of deterrence available. In any case, we should show tolerance to these birds, not least because they are just being good parents, and 6 of the 7 gull species are in decline. To order a fact sheet, please email info@animalaid.org.uk.
And here's a notice from the Home Library Service. If mobility, disability, or caring responsibilities make it difficult for you to visit the library, then we can bring the library to you. There are no charges at all for this service. Love reading? You can lose yourself in a book. Choose the kind of books you enjoy, and we will deliver them. Many titles are available on tape or CD. Like listening to music? There's music available on CD to suit every taste. Let us know what you prefer. Library staff can help you find information if you should need it. Library staff will contact you to find out what you enjoy and arrange a regular delivery to your home. There's no charge for any of these services. If you're at all interested, contact Gemma Panay, the Outreach Officer, and there are 2 telephone numbers here. One's a home number and one's a mobile number. The first, the land-based one, is 020 8379 2732. That's 020 8379 2732. Or, and then there's her mobile number, 07507 659 914. That's 07507 659 914. And then there's an addendum. We also deliver library collections to sheltered housing and to residential homes.
Here's a very short article about the hospital's £1.5 million appeal. North Middlesex Hospital has launched an appeal to raise cash for a new radiotherapy machine. Bosses hope to raise £1.5 million for the machine, which will help diagnose patients quicker and more effectively. The radiotherapy department sees 1,200 new patients a year and provides 21,000 radiotherapy sessions annually.
This is a letter from Mary Boast of Palmer's Green, headed "The NHS at its Best." I recently needed to use the walk-in centre at Finchley Memorial Hospital. I arrived at 7:50 a.m, was greeted warmly and given a ticket saying I was 7th in the queue. At 8 a.m, the reception opened and we were politely informed that as reception was short-staffed, we would have to wait a bit longer than usual to book in. There was only one receptionist who dealt with us all in a kind and efficient way and was very helpful. After a brief wait, I saw a doctor and left the hospital at 8:30 a.m. Whilst I realise sometimes there can be a long wait depending on various circumstances, I feel we are very lucky to have this facility, the NHS at its best. Thank you to all the staff at Finchley Walk-in Centre.
Rubbish warning. People face prison or a huge financial penalty if their waste removal firm later fly tips the goods. Cold callers are reportedly offering to remove waste for little more than £10 cash in hand. Enfield Council is urging people to make sure anyone taking refuse away is legitimate. Residents can use their blue, black and green lidded bins or visit Barrowell Green Recycling Centre in Winchmore Hill to appropriately dispose of waste. For more information, visit the Enfield Council website at new.enfield.gov.uk and go on to their recycling and rubbish page.
Preying on elderly. Elderly people should remain vigilant when answering their front doors after a spate of incidents involving a conwoman. Police are also advising householders to shred personal details after it is believed the woman rummages through bins to learn information so she can call her potential victims by name. The latest theft took place in North Enfield. Vulnerable residents are also urged to use security chains, bolts, or other similar safety devices or get them fitted. The suspect is white, in her early 30s, with mousy blonde hair, and may appear to be pregnant.
Sarah wins award. A learning mentor has won an award for her work with children experiencing emotional difficulties. Celebrities Emma Bunton and Jamie Theakston phoned Sarah Demetrios, who works at Oakthorpe School in Palmer's Green, live during their radio show to tell her she had won the Heart FM Local Hero Award. The school nominated Sarah for her work helping children who have lost a parent and those who are going through hard times at home. Her prize was a night out at Old Billingsgate in the city with other winners. Jamie and Emma also cooked a dinner as part of the celebrations. Oakthorpe School head teacher Anne Del Greco said, "Sarah is a very special member of staff who we are all fond of. We have a number of children who have gone through a difficult time in the last few years, and Sarah has been able to support them and often their families too. She is a kind and caring person with a very special gift, and the whole school was delighted that her work had been recognised." Councillor Aoife Orhan, Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Education, Children's Services and Protection, said, "Every single day, right across the borough, teachers and support staff in all of our schools are local heroes for the exemplary work they do with our young people. However, it is brilliant news when one of them is celebrated officially like Sarah, who was picked from hundreds of other hopefuls to win the Heart FM Local Hero competition. 93% of our schools are rated good or outstanding by Ofsted, and we uphold fairness for all, for everyone in our borough. So it is quite right when school staff such as Sarah are picked out for such an accolade. We should all celebrate.
And now for a sport item. This is relevant to the coming football season. Enfield Town continued their impressive pre-season form as a dominant first half showing helped them secure a 3-0 win over Highgate United. The match served as a commemorative game for the 50th anniversary of the two sides meeting in the FA Amateur Cup. That meeting saw the tragic death of Highgate player Tony Alden, who passed away after being struck by lightning during the game. The win, which came on the road at Tithe Barn Lane, gave Town their 4th victory in 5 pre-season friendlies so far. Their solitary defeat came in the form of a 3-1 loss against Chelmsford Town, and they have been in fine form otherwise in 5 friendly outings to date. Town have found the net 22 times and conceded just 4 in that time. The win owed much to an excellent first 45 minutes, which saw them put the game beyond United with 3 unanswered goals. Town hammered Cheshunt 8-0 and picked up where they left off with a display of attacking prowess. Danny Rumans had the first effort of the game when he latched on to Drew Roberts' corner to fire over the bar. An 18th minute free kick almost yielded the breakthrough as a Highgate trialist beat the wall, only to see his effort drift just over the bar. Town were ahead just 4 minutes later when a handball from Trevor Edwards gave them a penalty kick. Roberts stepped up, calmly sent the Highgate keeper Brad Hayward the wrong way with a composed spot kick. The game was being played at a rate of knots, and chances were being created at either end, with Connor Mooney forcing a good save from the Town keeper. Town were soon back on the front foot, and Ralston Gabriel doubled the lead with a fortuitous second. Gabriel did well to control and direct his shot on goal, but received a big slice of luck when a deflection of Highgate Scott Turner took the ball beyond Hayward to make it 2-0. Highgate could consider themselves unfortunate not to be awarded a penalty after a coming together between Joe Wright and Mooney. While the challenge was clearly clumsy, the referee remained unmoved and waved away the United protests. With half-time approaching, Enfield all but put the game to bed when they grabbed a third 5 minutes before the interval. On this occasion, Roberts would not be denied, reacting quickest to a flick-on from Krasnicki's throw-in to score at the back post. The second half was a far more placid 45 minutes as the chances dried up somewhat. At the time of going to press, Town were preparing to take on Heybridge Swifts in their penultimate pre-season friendly. They complete their preparations for the new campaign by entertaining Barton Rovers at Queen Elizabeth II Stadium. They will then turn their attention to the start of the Bostik Football League Premier Division campaign, which kicks off on Saturday, August the 12th. Andy Leese's side head into the season hoping to build on a productive 2016-17 campaign, which saw them finish 4th. Town ultimately missed out on promotion after going down to a 4-2 defeat against Dulwich Hamlet in their playoff semi-final. They start this term with a home clash against Folkestone Invicta and will be hopeful of securing a positive result against an outfit which finished last season 15th in the league table.
Good books have to be read. For many parents and teachers, finding the perfect book to read to your children can be quite the struggle. Is it too long? Is it too complicated? Will it capture their imaginations? We all want the best for our children and desire nothing less than to see their horizons widened and minds expanded through the joys of literature. Enter Bronnie and Bob Mayo, the couple who hope to bring unique, interesting books to children to help them get the best start in life. Their new company, Wagon, seeks to make interesting reading accessible for children of all ages and needs by equipping parents and teachers with a canon of unique works. I spoke to Bronnie, a former teacher at Haberdasher Aske's School for Girls in Elstree, to find out what made them start Wagon and where they hope it will take them. What inspired you to start Wagon? I have always loved children's books, starting children reading, clicking them into a happy habit, and watching them build an absolute devotion to reading have been highlights of a very fulfilling teaching career. I used to joke about starting a children's bookshop, one that offered the sort of specific advice for which I was forever in demand in my teaching, from children, colleagues, and parents. The specialist children's bookshop I imagined would be a haven of possibilities and opportunity. Children's reading has changed over the years, but the concerns and dogma have not. Ultimately, children need good books, maybe now as never before. Looking at education and society, I felt it was time I used my experience and skills to create Wagon. How did you come to start up Wagon? I took the plunge last year, realising I could offer something that was necessary and special to the North London and Hertfordshire areas. I started Wagon because I knew I could help improve children's reading and their access to good books. I wanted to offer the widest range of titles and genres possible. The books we share and sell are hugely varied, and not those that are more frequently known or sold. I had so many people urging me on, especially school parents, former pupils and colleagues, telling me I had something vital and important to share. You source your collection from far and wide. How do you find these books to sell from Wagon? Bob and I read about books, new publications, awards, author news constantly in order to offer as wide a range of titles and genres to children as possible. We relish every opportunity to match a child to a book. It is a great nut to crack. I am keen that British children have access to more than 1% of international titles that are currently offered through mainstream chain book suppliers. What's ahead for Wagon? Do you have any goals you are working towards? We look forward to our school fairs, wherein we will connect with readers and offer a wide, often totally original selection of quality titles, varying authors and titles, without commercial tie-ins. We look forward to greater opportunities to engage with readers with further pop-up opportunities in the community, e.g. community reading projects and literary festivals. Finally, what's on your bookshelf? We have a fulsome commitment to reading children's books. However, authors for adults whose works we enjoy include Hilary Mantel, Richard Russo, Kent Haruf, Lloyd Jones, Anne Tyler, and Anne Pratchett.
Belly dancers perform, and with this article is a very colourful picture of 5 glamorous-looking women, presumably the dancers of the article, in their purple and crimson diaphanous Eastern costumes with long, jangly golden jewellery, so it's very theatrical. Arabian dancers entertained residents of a care home during a party as part of National Care Home Open Day celebrations. Dance group Badra Belly Dance performed as people at Elizabeth Lodge in Pennington Drive, Enfield, also enjoyed food from different countries. Beatrice Oriowo, home manager at Elizabeth Lodge, said, "Care Home Open Day is a particular highlight each year. The day was a real success and everyone enjoyed the entertainment and building our links within the local community. We look forward to welcoming them back for events in the future.
And here's a letter from a chap some of you may have heard of called Sir David Attenborough. The letter says, join the big butterfly count. And it goes like this. The next few weeks are a vital period for our butterflies. They need to make the most of this chance to feed and breed. Last year, despite a warm summer, butterflies like the small tortoiseshell, peacock, meadow brown and gatekeeper saw their numbers fall as a warm winter and cold spring earlier in the year led to problems that affected their numbers later on. Worryingly, we are now seeing the fortunes of some of our once common butterflies mirror those of our rarest species, and they too are now suffering significant declines, with butterflies declining more rapidly in urban areas than in the countryside. In the last decade, our butterflies have experienced several poor years, and although resilient, they simply cannot sustain repeated losses. Taking part in the big butterfly count is good for butterflies, and it is also good for us all. The count is good for butterflies because your sightings will tell us which species need help and in which areas we need to help them. But the big butterfly count is also good for you because 15 minutes spent watching butterflies in the summer sunshine is priceless. The count runs until 6th of August. And for more information, visit bigbutterflycount.org. And that's by Sir David Attenborough.
This is a letter from Barbara Dalby, and it's headed, Still None the Wiser. When I received my copy of the Enfield Independent, I was horrified to see the front page dedicated to the proposal by Enfield Council to build 450 flats on the St Anne's Lower School site off Chalkwell Park Avenue and the public meeting being held. My 90-year-old mother lives in Roseneath Walk and is a leaseholder of her flat, which overlooks the tennis courts of the school, and she has received no notification at all of this proposed development, even though it will affect her outlook. Neither has she received any notification of the public meeting. Neither does she or many of her neighbours have access to the internet to be able to check out what the proposal actually is and how it would affect them. I attempted to check out the plans on the website link in the article, but this leads to a page not found site on Enfield Council's web pages. I then tried to search the planning area of the council's site and cannot locate the plans or proposal. Consequently, I tried to telephone Enfield Council to speak to someone in the planning department to clarify how I can view the plans and confirm the date of the meeting. I was answered by customer services to be told that planning had no outside telephone line that I could be put through to, and that I had to email my query. Previous inquiries have not often elicited a response, so I was hoping for a better result. I explained that I needed a correct web page address and confirmation of the proposed meeting. Again, I was told to email or search the planning applications. When I specifically asked whether the customer service assistant could confirm that there was a meeting that evening, she asked me to hold the line, then cut the phone call. Therefore, I'm still none the wiser. This seems to be a typical response from Enfield Council and far from helpful. I have emailed Enfield Council Planning at planningdecisions@enfield.co.uk, which I am hoping is the correct address I was given, and am awaiting a response.
Dozens of new jobs at Amazon Depot. More jobs are expected to be created courtesy of the world's largest online retailer. Amazon's new delivery station at Stockings Water Lane, Enfield, is due to open later this month and will create 30 jobs. Further vacancies will be created from Amazon working with 13 independent delivery companies. They will reportedly hire more than 100 drivers to deliver parcels throughout the borough. This number is expected to rise to more than 400 during the peak Christmas period. Robert Vigers, UK Director for Amazon Logistics, said, "Amazon Logistics adds capacity and flexibility to our delivery network, enabling us to meet the needs of customers. Amazon Logistics is also helping independent local delivery companies to grow their businesses by providing state-of-the-art technology to deliver Amazon orders."
And here's a free time story, not exactly about Enfield, but of interest to our Enfield residents. And it's entitled 60 Minutes to Break the Enigma Code. Rachel Russell tries the Mission Breakout Escape Room Challenge. Hidden beneath the streets of Camden lies a disused tube station called South Kentish Town, which closed in 1924. The tube station, located along Kentish Town Road, opened in 1907, but trains stopped passing through it only 17 years later due to a lack of passengers. During the Blitz of the Second World War, the station was used as an air raid shelter for Londoners who needed to find refuge from the bombings, and during the 1980s it was converted into a bathhouse for a short while. Now, the basement is the setting for a World War II themed escape room game called Mission Breakout. Locked inside a dark room in the historic building, teams made up of 3 to 6 players have 60 minutes to crack the codes of various Enigma machines and decipher signals in Morse code in order to escape. As someone who struggles to even finish a crossword puzzle and gets lost easily, I knew instantly that code breaking was not my forte, and so I brought along 3 friends who had a strong ability to concentrate and solve clues easily in a team. Our first challenge was to find the building, as the front door was inconspicuously located next to a cash converter's shop and required us to clamber down a huge staircase where we spent time admiring the black and white pictures on the walls of real-life people who had sought shelter in the station during the war. We were given a brief explanation about the background of Mission Breakout and were told that the station is also thought to be haunted by the ghost of a passenger who accidentally exited the train in the abandoned station and became trapped in 1951. Apparently, nobody knows whether he managed to escape or not. Before starting our challenge, we were given some words of wisdom and encouragement by a man on a television screen who was dressed as Winston Churchill, and then suddenly we were locked in and the 60-minute countdown had begun. The first part of the task was the hardest, as we had no idea where to begin. We had been left in a room that was decorated with a set of drawers that had an Enigma machine upon them, as well as a map on the wall, various loose wires that needed to be connected, and a blank television screen. We wasted the first few minutes by scrambling round the room in bewilderment, rummaging through the drawers and trying to connect the stray wires together in order to find the first few clues. Luckily, the television screen flashed words of encouragement to us all and helped us figure out a set of codes that led us to the next part of the challenge, which required us to crawl through a tunnel that felt like being inside an air raid shelter. There were 3 tasks overall, and each one was tougher than the last, so we were thankful that we were in a fairly big team so that we could all contribute and work together. The setting of the game was impressive, as the dimly lit room echoed distant sounds of trains passing above us and gave us an in-depth insight into the pressure of solving the Enigma code and ending the war before it was too late. We narrowly missed breaking out in an hour. Do you think you can do it? For more details, visit missionbreakout.london.
And now some sports news. I think this is sports. Goals galore during charity footy match. As temperatures soared, footballers took to the field displaying skills reminiscent of a South American samba. With a shake and a shuffle, Enfield Council workers faced servicing shop staff in a seven-a-side charity match at Power League, Great Cambridge Road on July the 5th. Watching the remarkable 12-12 draw was football fan and Enfield Mayor Councillor Christine Hamilton, who commented, "It's amazing to see local people coming together to have some friendly and competitive fun and in aid of Enfield Cares, which I'm so grateful for." Enfield Cares encompasses Enfield Mind, Tender Care and the Sickle Cell and Thalassemia charity at North Middlesex Hospital. The match cemented a newly forged partnership between Enfield-based Servicing Stop and Enfield Council. The two will create a joint website to offer discounted car services to the immediate community. CEO and founder of Servicing Stop, Ollie Richmond, said, "I have always lived in Enfield. It is where my brother Toby and I started this company almost a decade ago, and it is where we will continue to grow our businesses as well as our families. Working closely with Enfield Council is a privilege from a business point of view, but playing to raise money for charity is an honour, especially such an amazing charity which truly works to help improve the lives and careers across the borough of Enfield. It was a tremendous game. The spirits were high throughout and everyone genuinely enjoyed themselves, and best of all, we are raising more money every day online and in person for Enfield Care. Servicing Stop is the UK's largest online car servicing provider, with 1,500 government-approved garages across the UK.
Shoppers put green fingers to use in community garden. Young people will have the chance to become budding gardeners in the Mal Wood Green Summer Garden campaign. From July the 24th to August the 13th, young people and adults can learn how to pot vegetables, make a bird feeder, and learn when it is best to seed with a specially designed calendar, guides and giveaways. And green-fingered groups can take part in the Mal's Malotment space to take part in activities such as mask making and tasting food samples from retailers. Local performing arts group Loudmouth Music Academy will also perform a special talent show. Isaiah Fapuro, marketing manager of the Malwood Green, said, "I'm thrilled that at the Mal we are able to provide local residents with a variety of free community-friendly events. Our summer garden campaign is set to be a real treat for youngsters and adults alike. I hope they pop in and take part in our daily activities before voting for their favourite Malotment charity garden bed. Shoppers will also get the chance to vote for the best miniature summer garden bed planted by local charities and community groups, with the winner taking £500 for their cause."
We have reached the end of our programme for this week. Thank you for listening. So from the team of Sally, Colin, Katherin, Dem and Robin on the controls, it's goodbye. Please remember to turn over the address label in your postal packet, put the memory stick into the packet in a closed position and return it to us as soon as possible, in readiness for the next edition. Don't forget you can call Diane de Jersey regarding any help you may require in connection with the Enfield Talking newspaper on 020 8805 6578. Coming up next, the latest news and information for the Greater London area from InfoSound, and the Enfield Talking newspaper will be with you again in 1 week's time.